Hello and welcome to Qadim tanking video. Hydra will be the first mini-boss you will face. Now Hydra's attacks are as follows. Hydra is the hardest mini-boss by so far. This mini-boss is actually the only boss I feel like I'm actually tanking because it damages you so hard, I have to be fully focused. Now watch out. Bite. Bite. Fire breath. You need to sidestep from that. Bite, bite, and now Meteor, and the boss is CC'd, bite, bite, and now it's gonna teleport to the next platform. As an additional information, when Hydra is casting Fire Breath, she cannot turn any other way, so that allows you to sidestep. Now let me interrupt for a second. This is a teleport AoE, the slightly red circle outside the hitbox, that's why I dodge out here. As a tank, one thing you should be absolutely watching out for is teleport AoE. Since only you will be inside the hitbox, to be able to tank these mini-bosses, you will be teleported if you don't dodge out of it when mini-bosses cast teleport skill. This slight red AoE you see just outside the hitbox is teleport AoE. If you stand in it, it will teleport you to the current platform of Qadim. Now, problem with the teleport skill is that if you leave it too early and wait for mini-boss to finish casting it, sometimes mini-bosses turns back to the group because there's no one tanking inside the hitbox. That means you were outside the hitbox for too long. So what I do is I dodge out and dodge in. That prevents mini-boss from turning to the group because I leave the hitbox only for a second. On the Pyre phases there are two choices. There are some tank builds that strips boons or even does DPS. If you're one of them, you can go to the Pyres and help them. Or if you are off-heal like me, you can stay on the platform and head CCing the greater elementals and keep your kite alive. Here, if you stay on the main platform, you separate incoming mobs from the greater magmas by CCing the greater ones to make them vulnerable. This goes on until your group comes back from the Pyres. While doing that, please do avoid the fireballs bouncing around. Pyres around will be throwing these fireballs on the platform and they instantly downs players if they hit you. Also, as an additional information, when Hydra is teleporting to the next platform, she turns and faces the group if you do not reach it fast enough. So my suggestion is you can get skills like Lightning Flash or leave the first platform a few seconds earlier so you can be there before Hydra and turn the Hydra when she teleports to the next platform. Now for the second boss. For Apocalypse Springer, it's easy enough, you just sidestep from the skills. Apocalypse Springer also has a teleport AoE, so leave the AoE as soon as you see it. The only danger for you while tanking this mini-boss would be if your group cannot CC it fast enough, meteors can kill you. And the other danger is summoned mini-mobs. Sometimes one of them stands on the back far enough to not to get cleaved and it may down your tank. So if that happens, do not underestimate the ads and request your DPS to focus it. After Apocalypse Springer dies, there will be another Pyre phase and then except one DPS and 2 tank, everyone will go to the lamp. And you will be tanking the far variant that spawns. As a tank, I got all my utility skills according to surviving Hydra. If you can hold on to Hydra's damage easier than I do, then maybe you can get resin signets or other skills that will help your party on your utility bar. But I play with mist form, shield and everything that will keep me alive. And Patriarch and Matriarch has the same skill set. And let's see their skills. He will use tail wipe as soon as they appear. And now slash. Now fire breath. Tail swipe again. You can sidestep from the tail swipe, just like in the Apocalypse Bringer. There will be one more slash. To dodge these slashes, you can just walk. And now wing buffet. And then the cycle continues and repeats itself. Like I said, you can dodge tail swipe with a sidestep like you did on the Apocalypse Bringer. For the other skill, and maybe the most dangerous one, when it starts flapping their wings, you might fall off the platform. And since I don't have any stability skills, this one scares me the most. But it has an obvious animation. It stands on its both legs and starts opening its wings, and then I tumble into the boss and stand closer towards its backside to not to get pushed. Their other skill is actually called slash, but I call it wing punch because they literally punch you with their wings. Dodging this is weird because you need to dodge the exact moment the wing hits you, or you can just keep walking and it won't hit you. So while kiting the wyverns, it will be better if you always keep moving. And for the tips and tricks for fire breath, I left it for the last because fire breath actually has a trick to it. Fire breath actually works the same as Hydra's. Once these mobs start casting fire breath, they won't change direction. But the trick is that if you recognize the animation, you can turn the boss sideways to put fire field on the side. Now that fire breath is out of your moving area, you can face the boss easier. Sometimes one of our healers helped me turn the boss sideways when it will use fire breath. They step in the wyvern's hitbox from the side just for a second, and when it's about to use fire breath, so a miniboss turns to them, uses fire breath, and they step out of the hitbox and leave boss's focus back to me. I think it's clever, but if you're not experienced, it's of course dangerous. Eventually, this boss isn't about tanking Qadim, but it's about tanking mini-bosses between phases. Also, as an additional information, these mini-bosses jump to the platform on the direction they are facing. This is also why we face the second wyvern to the outside of the platform and Hydra to the other way. Thank you for watching this guide. If it was useful, you can support this channel by subscribing. See you guys on the next video.